Definitely. Ming, did you want to talk about what software we have available, like what people would consider first? Yeah, and I guess like what software is most suitable depending on what machines you have?
Yeah, I think to start off with, if you have, I think the basic and the initial requirement would be to have a good CAM software, which obviously for us it will be TruTops Boost, and there are a lot of automation features in there. Automation is such that it automates the programmer's processes, like what Michael and Colin has mentioned. It speeds up their process, and it's automated. And obviously, if that's done correctly, there's a lot of cost saving because it saves a lot of time, and moreover, it minimizes mistakes. So I would say that the first thing to start off with is to have to get Boost installed, a proper CAM software. Yeah.
And then you would advise people what software they need when, and they could also look at different stages of implementation, correct? Like you don't have to do everything all at once. You can do it in stages. And
that's right. I mean, you can grow. Obviously, if you're growing, you have limited budget. So as you progress, you add on to that. You add on to your capability. So I would recommend the first thing to get would be the CAM software, and later on, as the operation grows, you might want to add in monitoring software, like what we have with TruTops Monitor, and obviously grow towards having a complete TruTops Fab installation. So it's looking at everything in your manufacturing process.
So I during the consulting process, we could map out, so like the vision for the factory of the future, I guess. And then you could say, well, right now you could implement this software and this could be this benefits and these are the recommendations. But then, this is your long-term goal and this is what your factory could look like in X amount of years.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got, obviously we have to sit down with the customer and say, look, this is what you can do now, which can show you immediate benefits. And then let's say if you've got a plan for the next 10 years, okay, at this stage, maybe it's good to implement some monitoring software. 5 years down the line, maybe implement something else. So you add on to your capability as you go along.
And is that something you help people with as well? Like once you've implemented the software, you train them and you help them analyze the data as well?
Yes, we do, yeah.
So that they can actually, I guess, use the data that they're being provided to help improve their business.
Yeah. So if obviously this is if you have more data, you can sit down and analyze, and it helps you to identify bottlenecks, problems in your manufacturing process. So the first step I would say is if you're going in that direction, is to capture as much data as possible. So we make an educated guess, if you like.
Yeah, and then you know where to improve and put your focus.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Did anyone else want to add anything about the software before we move on?
Yeah, I think we should probably talk about Calculate. So usually the first part of the whole manufacturing process is to generate a quote. And TruTops Calculate is the software that we recommend to use. The benefits of using Calculate is that it's geared towards actually calculating your true cost. And a lot of job shops around the country that we've seen, they run at an hourly rate. Some have a very good idea exactly how much things cost, and then some just are basically taking an hourly rate and hoping that it's right. So the good thing about Calculate is that it actually gives you a full breakdown on your costs to tell you exactly how much gas you're using, how much electricity you're using. So, and the full cost of the materials. And by knowing all these true costs, then you have a much better idea of how much you can discount a job to win it. because there's nothing worse than discounting a job so far that you're actually losing money. So it's definitely a new way of thinking for a lot of people, but I believe it's the correct way.
Mm.